You're watching the television fella. Tracy has some great content. So keep watching. He'll show you stuff you never even knew existed for your television.
That's the Intellivision gamer,
What?
Casey. Casey.
Television fella. Take it away, Tracy.
What's going on, guys? I hope you enjoyed that special intro from Old Man Poe. That was hilarious. I'm so glad he sent me that. This is episode 69. Last week we had episode 68 and a half. There was no way I was missing episode 69 with Poestyle. So this week we're on. So we're going to talk with Poe. We're going to talk all about his YouTube channel, YouTube journey, pretty much everything. We are going to have some news. We are going to have a mail call. We actually have a pretty good amount of news and a decent mail call and some really cool stuff. We have a Homebrew Highlight on Poe's favorite Intellivision game, Beat 'em and Eat 'em. And we're going to talk about that during the Homebrew Highlight as well, about where all that nonsense comes from. So if you haven't already, please, guys, give the video a like. It really will help us out. And if you're new here and you like Intellivision, consider subbing to the channel as I post Intellivision content at least once a week, trying to do more. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, AtariAge, Discord, the Retro Gamer channel, which has been dormant for a little bit, but I've got some stuff. I just need to have some time to post it. I literally have like 20 videos done, just need to upload them, and I can't find the time. All those links are in the description, including my email if you need to get a hold of me. So let's go ahead and welcome everyone. Then we'll bring on our guest. Benvril was first. Welcome, sir. Oh, before we get started, I was sitting here like in here early going. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait till about 5 minutes till. And if I don't hear from Poe, I'll send him a message. I'm like, that's weird. Nobody's commenting yet. What's going on? I was like, I'm checking my internet, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I go, all right, it's about 4 till. I'm going to message Poe. And I happen to look up, and on StreamYard, I keep a test link there all the time. So like if someone that's coming on that's not used to coming on, YouTube, they want to test out, their setup, whatever, I have the same link. I always can send it out. Well, I was in that one. I forgot to hit refresh. So I wasn't in this show. Nobody was commenting. Poe wasn't there. Well, of course, as soon as I go to show 69, Poe's down there waiting. All of you guys are commenting like crazy. I'm like, whew, I thought something was going wrong there. But I just had to be, all these episodes just had to be in the right one. And this is the first time ever that I was in the wrong one. I'm glad I didn't go live on that one. No one would have been there. I'd have been lost. All right. Salvatore. Again, Salvador, next week, the first 15 race show for Horse Racing Live. That's going to be a fun one. I've never even played that offline, so we're going to be guinea pigs. Brian says, are we sure this isn't episode 68 3/4? We actually would have went on to 70 if it wasn't going to happen, and I just would have did 69 when it happened. I just would have skipped it. There's no way we're doing that one without Poe. PJ Smith, hi Benvril, Brian F. and Salvador. Good to have you, PJ. Kurt Bradshaw, welcome. Mike's Gaming Gala, episode 69, bitches. Let's see. Mr. Poestyle is an awesome guy. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do. His series on the console versions of Pi is top notch. Yes, and I will tell you the same thing here in a little bit. Pierre, what's going on? Pierre, good to see you. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Yes, a little bit. We'll get into that in a minute, and we'll talk about that in the news. So I didn't get into that. Poe's he's on a different time zone than myself, and he gets up really early in the morning. Old man Poe, he's got to have his sleep. We are going to do the interview and the Homebrew Highlight, since that's Poe related. And then after that, he's going to go to sleep, and we're going to get into the rest of the show. So the normal show will be at the end. Yes. D2K SE Special Edition is different levels. Brian's Man Cave says, what a great shirt. Yep, I looked and I tried to rotate him a pretty good amount, and I saw that I haven't had this one on in a few episodes. It's hard to see, but it's fading pretty good. I think I told you in the one of the comments that I need to get a new one. Michael Hayes, I can't allow this. Good to see you, Michael. And for anyone that did not see, Michael had a birthday very, 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 very recently, like yesterday. And he did a Twitch live stream, which I was able to catch a decent amount of. And I listened. I was lurking for a lot of it. Everyone's saying, hey. Brian says, Old Poe. Man, there is a lot of comments here. Ivory Tower Collections, what's going on, Jesse? Good to see you. Ooh, we got Rev in the chat. This is a family show. This is a family show, and not always. Torso, Metal Torso, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. Go game, go, Jeffrey. Good to see you, Jeff. Considering the topics tonight, you should play Old Man Poe's video of nudie magazines. That's one of my favorite ones. Whenever when he's on that with Mike's video, I told him you need to get Poe in there, Old Man Poe, more often. That thing, he's hilarious. Kurt Bradshaw saying happy birthday to Michael Hayes. Brian said Poe is great. Buckeye, what's going on? Good to see you as well. I know what that is like. I had a video shot and half edited for like a year before I finally finished it and upped it to YouTube. Man, I don't even know how I get the show off every week sometimes, to be honest. Like I clean up the mess from the previous week when I get home from work, and then mad dash everything on my breaks and lunches. I'm doing all the little info so I don't forget anything. Oh boy, I'm still like 4 minutes behind. You guys are crazy today. Retro Bliss, what's going on? Good to see you as well. IR Geek, I'm going to speed it up because we are short on time. Crap, it's Phil. I've got a video idea for Phil and I too. I haven't messaged him about it yet, but I think he's going to like it. Fat Boys Gaming, welcome. 69 on 6/9. Let's go. 69 and 6/9. Herb Wars, good to see you. What's going on? Hey, Rick, I remember you from the last time you had to use that one. It's Rickster. I cannot but feel that I am in this show. You are. It's like you're close to my heart, Brian. You are one of the first guys I started watching when I started watching old games on YouTube. TJ was my first and got me into collecting again. And then you were one of the next few right there. What's going on, Luke? I almost forgot that bit of news that you gave me in this last week, but I've got it in there. It's all relevant to the show, as you will see. Cheaters. Roger Matthews, Psycho Stormtrooper, you missed the start. We even had a special Old Man Poe intro. Mike's Gaming Gala says, Poe is okay, but way better than that Bliss guy at least. Bliss and I had fun last week, and he got me hooked on darn Aardvark, as you're going to see. Roger's saying hello to everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm still behind. Just make sure I didn't miss anyone. Super Mega Graphic 64. What's up, Mr. Casey? Good to see you, Cyrus. Yep, we'll get into that. Also, we'll get into that. I gotta get through this to get him on the darn show. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Make sure I don't miss anyone. Marbs, man, what's going on? I'm assuming you're talking about videos that you need to publish. If not, I missed it, but I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. I've got a ton on the other channel. For this one, I just have literally a ton of ideas. And Mike keeps getting some of the good ones out before I even leave the idea phase, which is great. He probably does a lot better job than I will. I just pretty much talk about it. He does intros and super deep dives. I don't have time for all that because I sleep, Mike. Everyone going. Sorry if I miss anything important. Yeah, TJ was my first. He was. He knows it. Episode 69 on 6/9. I didn't even notice that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I still need to do shorts. Once I get into it, I'll be pumping them out. But I don't have I have all the software. I have no knowledge. I've never tried one. Like I said, I honestly don't know how I get the show off every week. Woo! Mike says, "Poe is so special that I'm missing the hockey game for this." My God, I'm almost caught up, guys. Almost caught up. Marsman says, "If anyone has a job, I am looking for one." Are you still looking for IT? Yes, I just cracked that sucker, and I'm going to show it off. And then starting from now on, we'll be using that one. Yeah, the videos. Yeah, definitely. Mike is a YouTube machine, says Retro Bliss Gaming. Yes, and he forgoes a lot of sleep for our pleasure, and you've got to commend him for that because I can't sleep that little. He's still young, though. He's early 40s. 69 shorts, pumping them out. Keep on pumping. Here we go. Go Oilers, says Rickster. Whoop. Marsman says, "Hell, at this point, I'm looking for another that pays the bills." Yes, that definitely becomes important. That's for sure. Mike says, "Go Oilers." Oilers fan when Leafs are out. All right. I just got back from a long weekend. We took the motorhome. It's a RV park that's at a big casino. It's been there a long time. They have like a small water park. They have multiple pools. They have like a giant trampoline zone, axe throwing, golf sim, bowling alley. I think it's like 24-lane bowling alley, and they do all kinds of like fun stuff with that. What else was there? An arcade, most of which, you know, it's like the ones that you are designed to get tickets and get prizes, but there are some regular arcade games there as well, and air hockey, basketball, skee ball, that type of thing. But we had a lot of fun, spent a lot of money, and I just got back yesterday, all unpacked by dinner time. Today, I was exhausted all day at work. I had coffee like 1:30 just to give me a little kick. I'm like, man, I can't be all sleepy on episode 69. All right, guys, it's already been 14 minutes. Let's bring on the man himself, our guest, Mr. Poestyle. What's going on, Poe?
Hey, how's it going, Casey? Great to finally be here.
Boy, I don't know if you're talking about from last week or all these comments that I had to get through, because I think that's the most people I've had comment before a show the whole year and plus that I've been doing it. I looked down at the time. I'm like, man, there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah, and so Brian's Man Cave was there, and now I'm disappointed. Had I known that you were going to wear the shirt, I've had one of his hats for 2 or 3 years now. I would have wore that, but I wore the Intellivision hat just for you. So
that's a nice hat. I appreciate that. And I love that shirt as well because, I mean, I'm the Intellivision gamer, but if you know me, I have a big Atari collection. I love Atari too. I mean, I played that just as much, maybe even more than my Intellivision, if you can believe that, because all of my friends had Ataris. I was the only Intellivision guy. So if we were playing any of the big Atari hits, space games, you know, we were whatever friends, we rotated around. So I was playing Atari most of the time. When we were at my house, we were playing all the sports games, baseball, you know, whatever sport was in. And some of the other Intellivision, I only had, I think, 30-something games. I still haven't went through and made that list. But, you know, I played a lot of Atari, and I love Atari. And I have that same shirt, just different color. So one quick question, because I don't have it in there, and I'm surprised I didn't. Someone asked, where did Mr. Poestyle come from, the name itself? So we'll start with that one before we get into the interview.
Yeah, that's it goes way back to arcade days. My buddy Scott and my brother Chad and I would go to the arcades, and Scott thought that he could enter his whole name into a game. This was back in the 80s. So he hit SCO, and that was it. So it said SCO on there. So my real name is Patrick. So he started calling me Poe, and my brother started calling me that. And then it took off throughout junior high and high school. Everybody just knew me as Poe. So it's all from arcades to begin with. Now, the style part is something that my wife used as a handle on social media. Her name is Stacy, but she called herself Stacia Style. So for some reason, I became Poestyle after that. People think it's postal, but I haven't gone postal. So, but yeah, so kind of put the two
Not
together
yet, anyway.
And that's how it all came about. And the Mr. I don't know, when I started a YouTube channel, I'm just like Mr. Poestyle, and then it just happened that way. So
it works. Brian says he has that shirt too, loves it. Retro Bro, what's going on, sir? Welcome, welcome. Oh, Go Game Go. Jeffrey says that was his question. Hey, look, I forgot I did the wrenches. Jeffrey has a wrench.
He's a wrench.
I went into the settings and started just playing around and dropped a few people in. It's like I see it all the time. I have a wrench on a lot of channels. I'm like, I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, I think people give me a wrench and then they regret it because instead of me censoring people, I'm writing the bad stuff in the comment section. Yeah.
Hey, should this comment go through? Oh, sure. Right on in. Brian says nothing to do with Edgar Allan Poe.
No, although I do like his work.
Retro Bliss says I went postal for 33 years. That's a long time.
Bliss.
I'm only 25 years, but I'll hit about 41 or 2 before I retire. I've got young kids. I'll be old enough and have all my years in 5 years, but there's no way with the amount of money I spend and having young kids and going to do college and first cars, I can't go and be on limited income. I like to spend too much. I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, I had a coworker that hasn't been there near as long as me. I have 20 years in at the mill, and he was just asking me today about the pension and my 401k and if I've changed anything. And I'm like, I'm probably going to be dead before I retire, or at least in a home and won't know anything. So not real concerned with that. I just buy my games and hope that the wife doesn't see them on the porch before I get home. So
my wife gave up. She might care sometimes, but she doesn't ever say anything. I mean, there are times, like sometimes there's literally like 20 something packages and she's like, really? What the heck? But it's like a whole bunch of single games or little things. And it just I happen to be on like an eBay shopping spree, getting a whole bunch of, stuff that I want to pick up, and it all hit the same time somehow. Especially like if I come back from one of these long weekends and the mail's all there.
Everything's right. Yeah, you can't avoid it then. They see it then. I've been there after vacation.
The post office, she's usually the one that picks them up. So like if it's something that has to be signed or they hold a bunch, like we put our mail on hold when we got back from the Midwest Gaming Classic and she went to pick it up. She's all, I had to go in and out of there a whole bunch of times. There was all kinds of stuff. Phil says,
I think the worst one for me is when I ordered my iArcade and it was sitting on the front porch and she hadn't seen it yet. And I'm trying to get that thing to the back to the garage. Great big giant box. So yeah, it can be bad.
I can feel your pain because that's what a lot of people go through, but my wife just tolerates it, luckily. I think because she knows I'm not going to stop. I mean, you don't get all this up here. That's just a small part of it without having a few boxes show up. You should have seen it when I first started collecting. So in fact, here he is. Let me get to him. Mike says, post comments, make a stream. Yes, it definitely keeps it entertaining. Phil says, now they pay me to stay home. Someday I'll be there, someday. And this is the man that got me started, TJ Ferreira. He if you haven't subbed to him, I definitely recommend. He does a lot of everything, mostly old computers, but he's hilarious to watch. I love it when he cusses. His favorite word is bastard. And
Bastards,
if you guys see those shirts I have, you bastard, it's got his face on there. My whole family has that shirt. We've posed for a few family photos and sent it to him. My whole family, they love him. Dinner time later, guys. Yeah, that'll be me as soon as the show's over. Thanks for stopping in, Brian. TJ saying hello to everyone. I got something, and I just say I ordered that 2 years ago for all boxes. What? I forgot. I don't know what that's
he
for.
tells his wife that he ordered it 2 years ago. And sometimes, Bliss, that is the case. And I'll do the same thing. I'll say, that was bought and paid for. This was the last chance sale that happened 17 years ago. So it's already paid for. Don't worry about it, honey. We're good.
Hey, I got one for you guys. I'm trading with other collectors. So, I sent them some games, and now they're sending me stuff.
Right.
That one works.
My wife was a little concerned when I got that ROG handheld last year around my birthday time, and she thought I bought a handheld computer, and that was actually a gift from G. Parker and Derek Pixeltorium. So I thought I was going to have to call them and let them talk to her to prove it. But
will you tell my wife? Mike says beyond the statute of limitations. Smart, Phil.
Right.
I'm more family friendly, dirty dog. Yeah, I like it when you start saying, was it booger eating? When he goes off when Phil's version of cussing, it makes me laugh every time.
Well, I think it was in a message, and me and Mike were there, and I think he accidentally wrote donkey dong one time. So, of course, Mike and I had to pick up on it right away. And then dirty dog turned into dirty dong. Sorry, Phil.
Oh,
we
yeah.
love you.
all the comments pop up, and you can see when Phil sees them, it's hilarious. He's just like, I'm not saying that. You guys in the comments. E. Buckeye says that excuse actually works for the AtariAge last chance sale. Still waiting. Yeah, myself too. I am, oh boy, a couple years in, I think, or right there on it. Mike says, LOL, Phil, I noticed you've dropped that crack smoking whore mongering from your. He still says it now and then. That's what to Mike for his orders at Cote Gamers. Yeah, Mike's Cote Games. TJ says I tell my wife all these packages are from my girlfriends. She's probably happy as long as you leave her alone, right, TJ? That was at least true, Pierre. Yeah, that one is true. Took me a long time as well. One can do that after 35 years of marriage. Live to say it. Yeah, I tell my wife pretty much anything too. No one ever believes I do, but I do. It is episode 69, Poe. All right, so we've got a few questions here, and we'll probably, if you guys have any questions for Poe, throw them up in chat, and I'll make sure to read those as well. Let me get through a few of them. But without getting anything to YouTube, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I live in Western Pennsylvania. I was born and raised right across the river, different town, but same area. The wife, too. I actually met her a few years after high school, before I went in to the Air Force. And we got married the month that I went into the Air Force. So that'll be 30 years next March. Did the Air Force for a while, got out, and then I went to school and was working fiber optics and telephone systems, nurse call units, things like that. And I got laid off from that early 2000s. So I went back to school to be an electrician. So that's when I got hired at the steel mill. And at the time, they had 3 mills right here near my hometown. So I was working locally at that steel mill. And then in 2015, that mill shut down. So my only other option was to go to one of their mills an hour away. That's where I've been since 2017. And I'm now a bricklayer there. So minimum 10-hour shifts a day. And, an hour drive there, an hour drive back. And you get there early to get changed and everything. So it's about a 13-hour day. And a lot of times it's Saturdays and Sundays too. Yeah, so it doesn't leave a lot of time for family and YouTube. So
yeah, that's my thing, and I have little kids, and it's like I don't want to regret it later. I do as much as I can, but I got to get the family time in, all the vacations, the fun stuff with the kids, and you know, it's a hard juggle. I mean, I've got so many things that I want to do, just so little time. But let's
Right.
get through some of these. If I know that I'm not going to ask it, I'm going to go ahead and pop them up because I don't want to miss anyone's questions. And they started throwing them in. Let me see here. How long have you been playing the Intellivision? When did you first get your
Intellivision? And I know this probably be a question from Casey later that will all mix into that. But 2015, 2600. Pretty much my whole life, except for there was an area in the 90s where I wasn't playing it anymore. But at one point, I decided I wanted to collect everything that I didn't have as a kid. And it got expensive, but it's been a great experience to get to play.
I think we all went through that. I found eBay in October of 98, and that's the first time I went nuts collecting Intellivision. And I'm like, I'm on there seeing all these things that I never even knew existed. And I just went nuts. And, you know, I wasn't married then, so it didn't matter how many packages. But then, because this is my second marriage, I don't know if I brought that up before. Most people know. When I got married the first time, I had a house the size of a family, but it was just me in there. And whenever, you know, my instant family, because I had a stepdaughter there, they first came over, I remember them, what the heck do you have all this for? It literally took up 2 large bedrooms, I mean, packed in. And I had a living room and a family room. I had one of the far room where people weren't usually at. That was completely packed and shelves up. And there was, once you buy so much, there's just nowhere else for it to go. Yep. So that was the first time I sold out. When I actually got married, I had to fit everything into one room. And, you know, obviously my stepdaughter took one room, and then I had to get everything else out of the house. And I regret it, but you know, there's nothing. I've enjoyed the journey the second time, and I'm not selling it again. No way. So here's Phil's cussing. Slick jaw, booger eating, fart tooting, crack smoking, whore mongering. What? Whore mongering? Mongering? Knuckle dragon hillbilly.
Phil, this is a family show. For shame.
Yeah. That reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother was a quiet, nice old lady, but when you pissed her off, she was a cusser. And, you know, we're talking old farmers. And she had this long old thing that, and it would be a few words. And then if she was just a little mad, and if she was like a little more mad, there'd be a few more words. It was almost always the same stretch of cuss words. And it really made her mad. There was this big old long thing similar to that, and she'd be shaking her hands like this. And I'm not saying that I made her do all that, but I mean, it might be true. I was in her words, ornery. Mike says, Poe, who is your favorite Canadian YouTuber who focuses on homebrew games with the name Mike?
Oh. Mitch's Gaming Galaxy. That's my favorite.
Michelle.
That's the best Mitch Canada has to offer.
Fat Boys Gaming and no nonsense says, I got a Poe question. Have you ever seen the Amish drift a buggy in person out there?
You see Amish if you go a little north of here more than you do right here. I've seen some broken down buggies along the road. They were probably drifting before that. Mostly it's when you bought your fishing license, and then they have free fishing day that the Amish are just everywhere along that creek side. You'll see them everywhere. But it's not like Kingpin.
I could never work 13 hours a day. Well, he's not working 13 hours a day, but his days are that long, right? Because you're working 10 hours, and then you have an hour each way, and
then you got to get there about an hour early to get dressed and walk to the shop, which is pretty far away. It's like a big campus, the steel mill that I'm at now.
Well,
but and then we get 20-minute break at 9 a.m. and then we take a half-hour lunch at noon. So
here they legally have to pay you for any time you're getting ready. We'll actually get in trouble if we do stuff off the clock, because they've been sued a few times. It's a big company that I work for, and they always try to do the right things, but you know how it goes. One person decides to sue, find a technicality or some weird little thing. They get sued for millions, and here come a whole bunch of new rules. Well, one of them is you can't do anything until you're clocked in. So if it takes you 10 minutes to set up and get ready, you do that once your shift starts. And I like it because they can't ever have you do anything, which it shouldn't be. If you're not on the clock, you should be getting paid for everything work related.
Right.
Fat Boys Gaming Nonsense says, see, clones are a good thing. Mike says, I have clones, but they only help me with intros. They suck. They're working family clones, not fun clones. I did work one 15-hour day, says Phil. Where I work, it's optional, but I mean, we have 8-hour shifts. Mandatory overtime is not a thing, but we have 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, plus call-ins. If a fella wants to make some money, they can. That's kind of what I do. If we've got something going on, I don't work. I mean, extra. If we have nothing going on, I'll go get that double time because I can't afford to buy what I buy on my 40 hours a week. So if we're not doing anything, I can go in from 4 to 12 hours making double time on the weekends. And that's pretty much what I do. If I'm not doing something fun, family, get-togethers, vacation, I go to work. And then
they do a lot of times. If they don't schedule us the weekend, they'll ask us bricklayers, you want to come in Saturday or Sunday? And anymore, with the way I've been feeling and everything, I say no. Maybe once I said, if you schedule us, you force us, that's a different thing. I won't call off. I'll come in for it. But if you're asking me to come in to work,
nope,
it's probably not going to happen. I like my sleep Saturday and Sunday morning. So
I think our grandma were friends back in the day. Phil says Grandpa Bliss has been calling Old Poe and Mitch. They changed their numbers.
Well, I do still have your script, Bliss. I will definitely get to it.
Mike says, oh crap, forgot about that, Phil. I have to find that email. Fat Boys Gaming says, that's sweet. I always love seeing. Then when we went to Pennsylvania, I've only seen one Tokyo Drift, though. Oh, we're a little bit, not too much. It's archived somewhere in the abyss. Mike says, I'll find it.
The abyss.
When I worked in the news and there was an election, I'd bring a sleeping bag to my office and live at work for a month. Great overtime pay. My gosh. I love that ours is not mandatory because, believe me, they would make us if they could. But we kind of get burnt out, too. It's like this has only been going on about 3 years, I would say. Before that, we could work about once a month. And once in a while, if something was going on, we could get overtime. And you took it. If you wanted extra money, you took whenever it came up. But, now it's endless. And it's been going on like 3 years. We're also burnt out when this special project comes up. We're already working as much as we want. So they have a hard time getting people. I'm like, we're already doing it. And
and we have guys that do the 50 hours that want more, that probably with their lifestyles wouldn't be able to make it without the 50 hours minimum that we have. Like this week here, the rest of the melt shop is down. They're doing some construction in the shop. So those guys are either laid off or they took vacation. So the only ones over there are us bricklayers this week. So instead of 10-hour shifts, they put us on 8 this week. To me, 8 hours is like a vacation. I'm like, yeah, bring it on. And there's other guys in my shop that are like, but I need the 10 hours a day. I need it. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, we have guys that do that too. You get acclimated to that extra money. And, if you get used to it, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
I mean,
you adjust for it. You live accordingly. Right.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to just say, this is what I make. Anything above that, I'm not going to, count on, because you never know.
You might need to hit a membership to Mitch's Gaming Galaxy. You need that extra money a month, or the dirty dog there.
Retro Bliss says, after 10 hours, we got 2.5 times extra. Woo! We get double time on weekends, time and a half till you reach a certain amount, and then it's double time. But the only time we get triple time on all holidays, and once in a while, if they really want us in, they'll give us triple time. But we love those days. Government gigs are nice. Yeah. Casey stops. Retro collecting stops. Yeah. I wish I was rich, man. I would really have some stuff. All right, let's get into
Right?
these
I
questions
have
before
these
we run out of
dreams.
time.
I would build one of those big steel buildings and just have an arcade in a field near my mansion.
Yeah, I have a steel building. It's not one of the huge ones, but it's pretty good size. But it's full of stuff, and I got a little mini arcade. But I eventually would like to do something else, add on to it. But all right, we've got one question in, and we've got all the chat ones in. But you were wanting to figure it out. You wanted to start your own YouTube channel. How did that go? And what YouTubers influenced you to start up?
Yeah, when I started collecting everything again, I had just all these games down there, and I was having my son come down. I'm like, hey, let's play this game, maybe Donkey Kong Jr. Let's play it on the Intellivision. You play it on this TV. I'll play it on the ColecoVision here, and we'll compare. And we were doing this kind of stuff all the time, And he said to me, you should start a YouTube channel, because he was big into YouTube. And I really wasn't at that time. I wasn't really watching much of anything on YouTube. So I thought, well, sure. I think the very first thing I did was, what was it? I got the little New Wave Toys arcade there, Dragon's Lair. So I did a video on that. And then it was a few months later, I finally made my second video. And I just started playing games on the Intellivision, ColecoVision, NES, and stuff like that, just showing the gameplay.
So once you started doing YouTube, that's whenever you started watching more, or did it take a while?
Yeah, I started. Okay, 2015, our contract was up at work. We didn't agree to something new, so we got locked out by the company. So it's like being on strike, but we're locked out. We can't go to work.
I'm a union guy.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, well, I started thinking about building my own arcade cabinet, a main cabinet, and I started watching videos on that. Well, then I started getting suggestions for other things. So I started watching The Gaming Historian, The Game Chasers, stuff like that. And then Brian's Man Cave was the next one that I started watching. And I remember his audience was pretty small at that time. I discovered him through, I think, a Facebook group. And from him, I discovered the Atari Creep. And I met Willie from Arcade USA and the No Square Gamer. And I got to talking to these guys. And actually, Willie and Brian from Brian's Man Cave and the Atari Creep, we all did like a collaboration. I sent them a message back when I was very early on doing this stuff about our favorite, or it was about our first consoles and the first lineup of games. So yeah, I started getting into it all from there, and never looked back, although there's not a lot of time to make videos anymore. But
yeah, I feel your pain on that one, but I enjoy it. When I get time, if I play or do something, I try to record it. At least I can throw something up there. My list is literally a mile long of things that I want to do, and I just need to maybe, because I also do competitive RC racing, and that takes a lot of time. And we started golfing, and if we go do that, that takes time. And it's like I got to do the family stuff more. But I got to give each thing a little bit of my time. Phil says, my question for Poe is: beat him and eat him. The reason his right forearm is so much larger than the left arm.
Philip. That's disgusting.
Mike says, beat him explains the arm, eat him explains the belly.
I'm not eating what they're serving in that game, Michael.
StarCraft 2. Pat is Indiana Poe now. Kurt Bradshaw says, my Intellivision first stream was Intellivision Dude in 1. Okay, let's go on to the next one. What topics and consoles can viewers expect to see when they tune into Mr. Poestyle?
Well, as much as I love retro gaming and would love to be playing more of the older games, it is easier right now for me to just record stuff on the PS5. You hit that button and it gives you an hour to record. You stop and you start another hour. So if I get home,
that's how all those different parts are coming up there because you're doing it that way.
yes, if I get home and the wife is out shopping or doing something, I'm like, okay, I can get in 30 minutes to an hour here real quick. And especially on Saturdays and Sundays, you know. So I'll try to record maybe 4 videos just from that. So that's why you don't get my extra long intro. People always laugh that I'm putting them asleep in the long intro. When I do the retro games, I come out here and I'll do the green screen thing and talk about it, and then I'll do a wrap up. The ones that don't have that are usually the ones that I recorded directly from the PlayStation and uploaded from there. So, but right now I'm doing Indiana Jones because that was new to the PS5, and I love it. I mean, what a great game. There's a lot of people that say that new gaming, you know, they don't like it, you know, or on the other end, you have people saying they don't like the old games. I love it all, from old to new, and VR, everything in between.
Yeah, VR. So, my favorite, I mean, I have everything from the first gen to current gen. We have a lot of current gen. My favorite is retro gaming. My second favorite is VR. And, you know, I don't get much more time from YouTube. Usually my game time is when I'm doing something for YouTube or one of the challenges, but I love VR too. We love all the modern stuff. I haven't got a Switch 2 yet. It literally came out the day we were supposed to leave for our long weekend. I tried at 2 places, but by the time I got off work and got over there, both places had just sold out, and they both had a ton of them. So
yeah, I stopped by Sam's Club, our Sam's Club, and I looked just for the heck of it. I wasn't planning on buying it this weekend, but I didn't even see a display. Maybe I missed it. They had Switch, Xbox, PlayStation 5, no Switch 2, even like a display there while we were there. So
Fat Boys Gaming says, I play all that shit whether I love it or throw it across the room, but I'll play it. I got 2 of those Switch 2s. Woo!
A VR just will really suck you in. If you can handle it without getting the sickness, you can't even describe it. And YouTube doesn't do it justice. I mean, you go into these worlds, even if it looks kind of blocky and old school graphics kind of crappy on YouTube. Oh, it's awesome whenever you're in there. And, you know, you can just turn the whole way around and there's stuff going on. There's stuff up in the sky. There's stuff down below. It doesn't get any better than that.
On the PlayStation 5, we have PSVR 2, and I have the full race seat. So we've got the full setup.
Oh, nice.
You're sitting in the chair. We put on the headset, and then you're fully immersed in a racing game. That is fun. I have a second setup, but without the second VR yet. I already told my wife years ago, someday we're going to have the full-on 2 setups. So either myself and my son or myself and a guest can, you know, play racing sims. And that's my favorite. I love racing sims. I mean,
yeah, I want to play,
fun, but I like the sims.
Gran Turismo. I bought that because I have the PlayStation VR 2, but I don't have a steering wheel. So I've been holding on. It was on sale, I think, over Christmas, real cheap for the game. So I got the game, but I want to buy the steering wheel first. So, and I'm sure I'll catch a lot of crap about that.
He's playing the Switch 2 right now. On his channel, he was all Switch. Now he's Switch 2. And
yeah, I've been watching him.
That information that he's popping up. Mike wants a Switch 2 also. Me too, Mike. And right now, you know, I'm going to be a grandpa. We've got a lot of stuff going on with that. The vacations have been lately, the shows, back into RC racing. Money's tight right now. And I'm going to have to charge my Switch 2, but I'm getting it anyway. And then I haven't been able to work weekends. All that double time adds up. But every weekend we've had something here lately. So I'll work a Sunday and that'll be it. But I'm going to put that baby on charge as soon as I can find one. I gave one away and then got attacked for it. Gotta love YouTube. Should have given it to me, fat boy. I wouldn't have attacked you. Go game, go. I want that. Yes, me too. It looks good. I was watching Jeff play today. All right. Tell us about the show and how that came to be.
We do the show. It used to be weekly. It was weekly until recently. Every Sunday night, 7 Eastern, Off Grid Arcade, G. Parker's Arcade Room. Mike the Gaming Road Warrior, and me. And it's just the four of us hanging out and chewing the fat, shooting the shit, and having fun. Now, we were doing competitions as well, weekly arcade and console challenges. Then we went to monthly. We were still doing challenges, but those guys kind of thought maybe we would step back from the challenges. We weren't getting a lot of people in on them, some
It's
here
hard.
and there. Yeah. So, but I met those guys way back, along with Bliss, through the same people. And for certain reasons, we won't name those people that brought us together, but there was somebody that reached out to me originally on Facebook, and they said, "Oh, hey, do you have a YouTube channel?" I don't know why they were asking this. They sent me a private message, and I'm like, "Who's this creep?" You know. So eventually, I said, "Oh, yeah," and he did too. This guy did mostly arcade games, and he said, "You should watch this guy and this guy." We met another guy through him, and that's where I met Off Grid and the Gaming Road Warrior, Mike Seeby, and G. Parker's Arcade Room. We were all watching this other guy. Well, the guy that led us to that wanted to start a channel. So he got me and Off Grid and the Gaming Road Warrior together. And another guy that was kind of like the host that would ask us questions. And then himself. And it all kind of fell apart. There was some falling outs there. But the people that clicked in that were Off Grid, myself, and Mike Seeby. Mike, the Gaming Road Warrior now is what his channel is called. We had all served in the military, so I think we had familiar backgrounds. We did the ribbing to each other and stuff like that. So, and G. Parker was a fireman. He was asked to come in and join our show very late in it before we canceled that first show. It was called something totally different back then. So we always talked about. Yeah, I still have them on my channel. I think those guys might have wiped them clean. But we talked about having a show again together, and we just waited for a while. And then at one point, G. Parker, he got together with Off Grid because they're big pinball guys. That's kind of how they put us together. G. Parker and Off Grid were pinball, and me and the Gaming Road Warrior were retro consoles or even newer games, you know. So they brought us together to have a conversation and kind of mix everything together. So when G. Parker and Off Grid were doing their own channel or their own show about pinball on Sunday nights, they were doing it late at night on Sunday. I said, why don't we just bring back the show, just the four of us? We can do this together, but we would have to be earlier on a Sunday. That's like the only day of the week all four of us could get together. But I have to get up early on Monday, so that's why it's 7:00 Eastern. We do that, and we're messaging each other every single day of the week. You know, joking with each other, sending stuff to each other, and just or getting together and playing VR. Off Grid talked us into that a while back. That we should all be on the Quest 2, you know, playing some stuff together. So, yeah, it's a brotherhood there with those guys for sure, and we just enjoy it. But things were getting so busy with everybody, we decided to bring it down for now to one time a month that we can all get together instead of doing it every single Sunday.
If you want to do it more, you guys can change it. If that's working out for everyone.
And we discussed that. The restream, we did do it on StreamYard for a long time until the price went up. The restream that we have is actually Off Grid's restream, but he's even said that, anytime, if you and Mike want to do something, or you and Greg want to do something without us, just somewhere, you can use it. I don't care, So there's always that option. It's just about having the time to do that kind of stuff.
Yep. So you were also once a YouTuber of the month. You did that. Tell us a little bit about that and who you met through that process.
Yeah, I knew Phil already for quite a while, and that's why he nominated me. And like I said, he came from back in those days too, being in that other person's chat and stuff like that. So I knew him for quite a while. And so he called me, he called and messaged me and asked if I'd be interested in it. And I don't usually care for that kind of thing, competitions and stuff like that. But I'm like, well, yeah, sure, why not? I'm like, this could be pretty cool. So, yeah, I told him go ahead and add me to that. Well, what he didn't know is that I was already good friends with Ballistic Coffee Boy, Brian. Brian started out, he was watching my channel, and he had like hardly any subscribers, and I was probably at like 300 some subscribers. I was the bigger YouTuber, but I was friends with him. And then his show, when he started focusing on Atari and all of that stuff, the news line and stuff, he shot up there. And this was his second time nominated. I didn't realize I was running against him. So it kind of took the wind out of my sails. I'm like, he deserves it. And the guy just lives Atari. He's up early, late at night. He's doing it at work. I'm like, I didn't really campaign much after I saw he was there. And that's whenever I met Mike from Mike's Gaming Gala, up against him and Dr. Scott, Game Closet. So what came out of that was, even though I started caring about the competition and then didn't anymore, I met these guys. I checked out their channels because of that. And I met Mike and Game Closet, Scott, and thought these are really cool guys, and especially with Mike, we just hit it off right away. We're like the two kids in class that got to be making comments so that the other students can hear us, but hopefully the teacher can't. And that teacher would be Bliss. But
yeah, and that's always funny. Like Mike said earlier, it's fun when you're in the chat, and when both of you guys are feeding off each other, it really gets going.
I can't help it. It's just on the, yeah.
So on your channel, has the focus kind of stayed the same from when you started all these years, or have you shifted to what you're doing?
The name of it was, in the title was Other Rad Stuff. So my idea to begin with was, this is going to be about retro gaming, but it's also going to be about toys or things that I had as a kid maybe I don't have now, or reissues of things, old toys and stuff. Maybe I'll do some of that kind of thing. Yeah. And I did maybe one or two other rad things, and they didn't really do even as good as my video game stuff. So the rad stuff was kind of pushed off to the side. I did do some of the things like the old, I don't know if you remember, some people don't remember, the old Presto Magics I used to have. I got a new old Presto Magic off of eBay just for the video. Me and my brother used to love those things. It was the transfers where you had the background of like Gotham City, and then you had these transfers of Batman and Robin and stuff, and you took a pencil and put pressure on one side, it would put like a little sticker of them on the background of Gotham City and stuff.
Huh.
And my brother and I used to collect those. Oh, we loved them. When we go to the grocery store, we would ask for those all the time. So I did a video on that. And like I said, the other rad stuff didn't really take off. So so it's all video games now.
You tend to focus on what everyone's watching.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about your game collection and some of your favorite consoles and games out of that collection.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, I don't track it anymore. I used to have a good app on my old phone, and I put everything in there that I had at the time. And for whatever reason, it didn't transfer over to my newer phone. So I just kind of stopped with that. I'm like, I cannot, I can't put them all in again. I don't have the time for that. So I got a zillion games down there, 4 different systems. I do have them separated, but I don't have the shelf thing. I have these, it's kind of like a Rubbermaid, but with drawers on them, different cabinets down there, separated by system. And then I just pull out and look through whatever game I want to play for that video and pull it out. But yeah, lots of them. My original 2600 as a kid. Now I have several versions of the 2600. And plus the new 2600 plus, 7800 plus. I got a Fairchild Channel F, Odyssey 2, ColecoVision, Intellivision, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, the 32X, the Sega CD. I just started grabbing everything. Turbo Graphics, I think the newest one that I have is the 3DO. That was earlier this year. I have two Intellivisions that I got. That was off of shopgoodwill.com. It was an auction, and two of them came. They both worked. One box, but two of them in it. And then I just got an Intellivision 2 a couple months ago as well. I never had the 2 before. So, and it's modded where my other Intellivisions weren't. So I think I'll probably be using this one. Upgraded. It's a no drill mod.
Mike's
but I found
right
it
now.
So it's an upgrade. And they were selling it with a bunch of box games, which is cool. I had, I think, maybe all of those games already. A lot of them are loose, but some, it came with a bunch of box games too. So that was a plus. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the Philips CDI or Neo Geo. It's probably easier to name the ones that I don't have than what I do have in my collection. And at one point, I had them all hooked up and ready to go down in my game room. Nice. But then, for whatever reason, the wife didn't like that idea. It was a clutter, even though that's my room of the house. So some of them are in storage bins, but I can always pull them out.
You gotta pull it out to play with it?
Yes, pull it out to play with it.
Phil says you also have a Famicom.
I have a Famicom, and I have the disk system as well.
Oh,
yes, and I have the Famicom gun, which is awesome because it looks a lot cooler than the Zapper we got over here.
Mike says, "Damn wives."
Right.
Again, mine doesn't. I mean, I put downstairs. I have all the modern stuff, everything hooked up. She doesn't care. She doesn't even hardly go in the living room. But she doesn't say anything. If she does, I mean, I don't know what I'd do. I guess I would.
Well, I think that's where I mess up. I think because I have the newest systems that I have upstairs in the living room. So if she's in there watching something, then I'm not playing the PlayStation 5 unless I play it remotely on my PlayStation Portal. But that's where I have my Atari VCS upstairs, and it doesn't get much play anymore. But yeah, it's a lot of. I got a lot of systems laying around everywhere and games. So that's when I started getting into EverDrives because it was just getting so expensive.
Yeah, easier.
Yep.
Brian F says, gotta build them a she shed. Rev says, you bet. Mine wants a she shed. I need to do it. We're going to be doing it here shortly. We got the house add-on coming. That's going to take a lot of time just watching it all, but I can't wait to have that done. We've been in one bathroom for 3 years, and with 2 kids, a wife, and myself, I'm ready to have a lot more space and 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
So favorite game all time for you. Can you pick one? Is it easy to do? Do you have one? Maybe a favorite couple?
It is tough. Maybe from different systems, I could tell you. And a lot of people assume it's
Atari.
Popeye for Atari, but it was really Hero for Atari.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I got that back in the day at the local Kmart. And I just remember looking at the box when I was a kid, and I thought, that looks cool. It had the cartoony character on it, Loved that game ever since. I really, really love Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
I was blown away by that game when I got my Super Nintendo. That was the only game I had for like a month for that thing, and I just sat and played it forever. So, love
that
Super
one and
Mario.
Super Mario 3 are my favorite too. Super Mario Brothers, that's my favorite franchise of all time for anything.
Right.
I mean,
that's the one reason that.
But that franchise is my big love.
I gotta own a Nintendo every generation because I love the Mario stuff, the Metroid stuff,
Donkey Kong, I love those as well.
Right.
All right, so we got a few more questions. Should be done in a few minutes. These are quick ones. Of all the things you would like to do on YouTube, are there some that you haven't gotten around to yet because of time, or there are things that you want to do?
Oh, there's definitely. There are always times that I'm thinking or I have new ideas, and Donkey Kong is a great game. I have a lot of ideas for the old Poe character too, and intros that I've wanted to do. I even bought
those are funny.
a few prop things to do for intros, and they just sit here because I know what I want to do, and I think about it while I'm at work, and I'm like, this is going to be great. It's going to be hilarious. And it's like I get home, it's like, I'm going to bed. I don't have time to do all the funny stuff that I had ideas for. I would like to stream more. Right now, I only stream from the PS5 if I am streaming. But I would like to try to do that with some of my older systems on OBS. I just have never streamed from OBS before. So,
I don't think I even knew that. Where do you see the channel in 5 years? Do you plan on just keep doing what you're doing? You plan on having a channel, right? It's not something you're gonna get, burn out.
Every once in a while, I thought about just stopping, but right now it's kind of at the point where I have so little time that if I have time to play a game, whether it's old or new, I'll go ahead and record it and put it up as something. It's something there.
Yeah.
I know people say that you shouldn't have your channel all over the place. You should focus on one thing and it'll grow bigger. And I understand that. But from day one, I was doing this for fun. I want to do it for the conversation in the chat. I want people to tell me what they played this game with their best friend or with their brother back in 1986 or something like that. Let's get into a conversation. What do you remember about this game? Do you remember anything about it? Have you tried this game? The thing is, if you want a lot of conversation like that, you do need more subs. I always say that I don't care about the number of subs, but at the same time, you don't have that many people watching and you don't have many comments down below.
Yeah, because you could have 500 people in there and only a handful, or if any, are going to leave comments. But that's what I'm here for too. Keeping television going, bring people news. And I love just chatting about old games. It's like, like-minded individuals hanging out and talking about stuff that a lot of people local may not even care about. So we're all pretty much the same kind of people, and it's just nice to hang out and chat.
And that is the best thing that's come out of having a YouTube channel. As I met this guy, and then this guy was friends with this guy, and I met, I met you, and I met Papa Pete, started watching him, and Jeff from Go Game Go. Through YouTuber of the Month, I met Mike and Scott from Game Closet, and I met Bliss all those years ago, right after I started. So, great group of friends that understand my thinking of this. I can't sit at home and talk about games and have anybody here. Well, it's just me and my wife here now. She's not interested in video games at all. When I had my boy here at home, he loved video games. Everything was about video games. So, yeah, but now that they've left the house, him and my daughter, it's just like, okay. Some of the guys at work look at me like, wait, I stopped playing video games back in 1985. Why are you still playing video games? You're almost 52 years old. Because it takes you to that place, that happy time in your life. Playing Atari 2600 with my brothers, there was nothing better growing up, on a rainy day or whatever, and we could sit there and play Laser Blast. My brother played it one rainy day all day long without, losing the game. You just sat there and played it over, all day long. Great memories with that kind of stuff.
Games
and
are
playing
a
it
form of
with my
entertainment.
friends.
They're bigger than movies and music combined
Right.
nowadays.
And now they're epic. This Indiana Jones game that I've been focusing on, the only reason I'm putting them up is because I love playing it. It is such a great game. And I saw somebody suggested, they said you should do all of the cutscenes into one video. It's already been done. I've seen a few people do all of the cutscenes from that game, and it's like over 3.5 hours. So it's longer than a movie. That's Indiana Jones with just the cutscenes. But I'm just loving it. They finally did Indy right. So.
Jeff says, if you ever have any OBS questions, I can help you out, Poe.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Jeff.
And then Mike says, Poe does great creative stuff on his channel, like Nazi porn.
Indiana Jones, they give you a camera, right? Somebody punches me in the face, I'm going to shame them. I'm going to knock them out, and then I'm going to knock out another Nazi and lay him on top of that. Then the Fuhrer can decide what he wants to do with them when it was said and done. We're getting out of control for episode 69 here, Mike.
All right, one last question, and then we'll show the Homebrew highlight. And I know you got to get to sleep, but where can everyone find you on social media? Obviously YouTube, and I'll put the link in the description. You got Mr. Poestyle, but is there anywhere else that you want to share?
Yeah, mostly just YouTube. Now later on, I can put our Discord link, or you're a part of our Discord, the show's Discord.
Yeah.
I'm on there every day, and each channel listing on there, I'm commenting on stuff. I used to have a Facebook page for my channel, but it was accidentally set to private, and then they wouldn't let me set it back to public, so I never touched the thing again. That was some years back. I never made a new one.
Any good if it's private,
right? Yeah, that's old man Poe and me with that technology.
I want to play one more thing, and for those of you that missed it at the beginning, I used a special intro that Poe sent me, and it's Old Man Poe. So just real quick, and for those of you that missed it,
You're watching the television fella. Tracy has some great content, so keep watching. He'll show you stuff you never even knew existed for your television.
That's the Intellivision gamer, Casey. Casey.
Television fella. Take it away, Tracy.
I love that. That's so great. Old Man Poe can't remember my name. And television, it's like, yeah. All right, so the Homebrew highlight, I've been waiting a long time, wondering how I was going to work this in. And then when Mike came up, Mike and I were talking about episode 69, and you was like, oh, that's perfect. We got to get it in there. So we're going to show it off real quick, play it like a minute or so, and then I have one more question for you, and then we'll let you get out of here. I always mess this up. Doggone it. There we go. All right, so this is Mystique. Beat 'em and eat 'em. There's the back, no screenshots.
Oh, they did a great job, because here is the original. They did an awesome job with that.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say if you did this or not. I'm not sure, so I better not. But yeah,
would love to have that. I missed out on that one. So.
There is
nice.
The cart recycled shell. Mike loves when they do that. I don't mind either which way. I think it's better to use the new ones, but it doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, that's
plenty
cool.
To go around. The overlays and the full color manual.
Awesome.
I guess it's pretty basic inside. I've never opened up this manual. All right, let's show the game real quick. And then I've got one more question, and we'll let you get some sleep. I want to make sure I don't want to screw it up. I want everyone to see the intro. Uh-oh. Gameplay. Oh, come on. I think the TV was on and I turned it off. Same with the retro tink, I guess. I was a little more ready than I thought. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back to comments. Rev says Casey's a perv. And he says it's Intellivision Revolution, no secret. But who did the box?
I would love to have a copy of that.
That is coming up in the news, which you'll have to catch on replay because you'll be snoozing. Mike said, sure you haven't. I see those sticky pages. I did have to pull a few of them. Casey's opened the manual before. It just sticks together now. Same thing. Rev says, true. Great minds think alike. There is an Easter egg. Press 69.
Oh, nice.
Right here on the title. Oh!
Oh, no! Oh!
I did not know what that was going to do. Oh, boy. Rev, you dirty dog. All right, let's try this So basically, this is like Kaboom, right?
Yeah. Only different.
Do it again. You can hit rewind. Uh-oh, I died. What the heck is that guy doing and shooting up there? So I don't remember any of these games. I mean, I was 5 when Intellivision came out, and I know they weren't on Intellivision, but I don't remember seeing any of these games until I was much older.
Right.
Sorry. Basically, it's like a fun, X-rated version of Kaboom.
Yeah, they weren't sold at the local Kmart. You had to go in the back room somewhere.
I showed my wife. Oh, I put it down. I showed my wife this game, and she's all, "What in the heck is that?"
Well, and I think AVGN, he highlighted it in his one video game. I think there's a level with Beat 'em and Eat 'em, and one that's like Custer's Revenge. So
Mike says, demonetized. You can't demonetize someone who's not monetized.
Right.
Rev says, Casey will be playing this game with one hand after the show. As soon as that thing goes from saying I'm live, you bet it's on. On like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Hey, what's going on? He says he prefers Custer's Revenge. I haven't tried that one. We need Rev to put out the rest of the games. We need some more. So I know a lot of us know the Beat 'em Medium thing. It's talked about in some form or another, whether you change the wording, but it all goes back to Beat 'em and Eat 'em. Tell us a little bit about how that started and, you know, where it all comes from. So when people see it, they kind of know the inside joke.
Well, the inside joke is that Phil keeps it PG. So I don't remember the exact moment, but, you know, he wouldn't talk about Mystique games and things like that. So you know that Mike and I like to get them going about stuff. So at some point, Beat 'em and Eat 'em became a thing, and somehow that became my favorite game, even though I didn't even own it. I emulated it before, maybe for like 5 seconds here and there. It wasn't something I was spending hours on playing this thing. But yeah, it was an inside joke there, and if you get a charge out of somebody, you keep going with it. Like that's what you learn in junior high. That's what you learn in the military and in a steel mill. If you can get somebody going with something, Phil would be like, I'm not saying that. I ain't talking about that. So then Mike and I just we threw up different variations. I don't remember. There was one that I said that Mike thought was totally hilarious back a while back. I can't even remember what it was. But
he says it came up when he did a mini review for Beat 'em and Eat 'em, and Phil was upset, so we never let it drop.
and that's why I eventually bought this. I'm like, I talk about it in every single chat. I might as well add it to the collection, so I bought it.
It makes sense. We all think it's your favorite Intellivision game. Mike, do you remember what the one he did we said in the comment that was
I
funny?
think we had shower them and devour them, and there was all kind of things that we've come up with.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. Finding them all would be difficult, but every time, you know, you start doing something, it's like, oh, there's another good one. Well,
and I think there was a different version of that game, one where it was a woman at the top, and I think she was lactating, and the guys would catch it. On if I remember right. So.
I haven't seen that one, but I enjoy them all, and just as much like I know why you guys are doing it, you enjoy it too. Watching Phil's face whenever he sees it, you know when he reads it because you can tell on his face. Sometimes he'll be like, "I'm not saying that, you guys," or you know, sometimes he just flat out ignores it.
But during their stream on Tuesday nights, sometimes Mike will throw something up there that I put that, you know, is a no-no for Phil. So that's always fun.
Yeah, then it was like, Mike, I'm gonna ban you, or I forget what he says, boot you or something. I haven't seen Mike throw anything up in a while.
Anytime he's had me on, he tells me I have to be good. So I'm good. I'm good.
He's all, yes, I do the chat. And Phil sees it on there. It's like, what? Well, I know we went a little over, but I appreciate you coming on. It was fun. This was a perfect show for you. Perfect game for the Homebrew Highlight. I enjoyed conversating with you, and I know a lot of guys did too. There's a lot of people here tonight to see you. Definitely,
nice.
guys, I'll have the link to his channel in the description. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll gladly send it to you. Yeah, Mike says best guest ever.
Oh,
it was a lot of fun. It's a fun episode. You got to do something cool,
oh,
and we did. It took us 2
I
weeks.
had a blast. It was great to finally be on with you, because I don't think we were even on a panel together anywhere before, even on Bliss's show. I don't believe so.
I don't think so, because usually they just have one person and it's always someone else.
Right.
I've been a guest many times, but I'll be the fourth one, and they usually don't go more than 4.
Right.
But yeah, definitely fun. I appreciate you taking some time. I know you got to get to sleep because you get up early, but yeah, we'll do it again at some point. I know, it's hard. You don't even find a lot of time like me for your own channel, but it's great when something works out, and I appreciate you giving us the time.
Well, thank you for having me on.
All right, buddy. Anything else before we call it?
I think that's it. I am digging the homebrew scene, and I did buy this the one time you posted about it, so I went and bought the thing. The same thing with this. Even though I had Goon Enough, I had to get this as well. I do have one more homebrew coming from them. It's Donkey Kong 3 from Brian's Man Cave. I think December or January I ordered that. So when that gets there, I plan on doing a video about it. So.
Yep. Rev is working on the orders. Did you get it through Rev, Intellivision Revolution? Or
yes.
Brian okay. Those orders are being worked on. They are getting done. eBay orders come first, and everything else he's working his way up. So hopefully
well, I'm fine with it. I don't have time to do anything half the time anyway. So
Yep. So all right, buddy. I'm gonna head on over to the news. There is something Beat 'em and Eat 'em related that you might like. So fast forward to the news when you get a few minutes.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Buddy. We'll see you soon. Oh yeah, Mr. Poestyle. All right, guys. Big thanks to Mr. Poestyle. Doesn't have time to do a lot of videos, but took the time to come on the show, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So now we're going to do the rest of the show. We do have quite a bit of news, some mail call items, and some cool items at that that just came in today, actually. And we're going to do a homebrew highlight still, or gameplay video. Sorry, we already did the homebrew highlight. So let's go ahead and get into the news. What do we have? Let me make sure you guys are seeing this right, because sometimes I get it backwards. We are seeing it right. All right. So we have Intellivision Facebook group challenge. And that's one thing I got to hit on. I forgot to do. Give me 1 second here. I don't know why it does this. Logo, web pages. I have to go in and change this every time. And today I forgot. It will not leave it on the right one. And where is it? Don't tell me you closed. There you are. Nope, don't want to do that. Darn it. Click back here. Technical difficulties. There are unsaved changes. I don't know what that did. Hopefully nothing. All right. We got it. So now, and it took me off again. We are Intellivision Invasion Facebook group weekly challenge. Kevin Schultz does it. Again, let me make sure. I got too many windows open here. You guys are seeing the right stuff. 13 people entered the game. I really wanted to, but once I realized, I said I was going to, and then I realized, wait, I'm gone like most of this week camping. There's no way. I was getting ready to go camping and going through all the stuff the days before that. So I missed it. I had this game as a kid. Still love it to today. Tron Deadly Discs. Alan O'Neill. 1,891,050. My gosh, what a score. I would be nowhere near that. I want to say 500,000, something around there was my best. Yeah, nowhere near this. Tom in second with 1,107,750. Then Rick, a very rare third place or lower for him, 1,063,000. That's still an amazing score. Kurt Kietsky, 1,033,000, right there with Rick. Stan, 914,600. Alan, 901,000. And then we get somewhere with Mike with 554,350. That's somewhere where I would be. Romaine, 96,250. Michael Doherty made another one. He's been very consistent in playing these. That's awesome. 34,000. Tom, 7150. Jose, 3350. Gotti Saw, 1700. And DJ F, 50. So let's see what they're playing. Alan won. He'll be picking the game for next week. They're currently playing Microsurgeon until 6:15. That's a game I do not know how to play. All right, so next up, we've got the AtariAge Challenge. Rick runs that one. Cloudy Mountain ended Wednesday night. Let's see. Let's find that one. Where are you, Cloudy Mountain? Oh, boy. Where is Cloudy Mountain? Did I go right by it? Here we go. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Cloudy Mountain. I love this game as a kid. Scared the crap out of me. I didn't even know about the different... I always hit disc level. I think for a long time. Let's get down here. Final results. Beat Purple Mountain, 3 men left. Intifan Matt, plus 15. Rickster, 8, plus 15. Peripheral, plus 15. Mikey, 50, plus 15. DPI Sicane, plus 1. Participation. And Dash O'Pepper, plus 1. Participation. What else does he say here? They're finishing up Buzz Bombers, K Vader, and still playing B-17 Bombers, Space Spartans, and Space Battle. I got to get in on Space Battle. I got to try to find time for that one. So here's what some of you guys have been talking about too. D2K Special Edition. Carl Mueller, the programmer, Carl Mueller Jr., sorry. You don't hear from him too often. Wednesday, he posted $10. You have to send $10 PayPal, and then a quick note, an email to carljr17@hotmail.com to let him know you sent it. Very important part. You can get a customized version of the ROM. He will put your name or nickname. Here we go. Nickname, just your regular name that you want under ROM purchases in the credits. No more than 18 characters. So if you want a ROM copy of this amazing game and it's personalized to you, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to for the Intellivision Gamer. The link will be in the description. It is AtariAge. If you go in the forum, and right here, D2K Special Edition ROM is now available and does not require the LTO flash to run. So check that out. Definitely support him. He does great work. I wish he would make more games. I wish we could get some new ones. So next up, we've got Mastermind. And this is a free game that was posted on Saturday. I was on vacation and saw this and added the link. This comes from Master MIB. And right here, you're going to see an interesting little thing as well. The digital screen controllers. We're going to see a little bit more of those later in the show. But he has one right there. There are a few screenshots here. The link, I'll have the link in the description for this as well. Usually I had them already, and I did not have these in yet, but I will put them in right after. And here you got all the downloads here. You've got the zip, the ROM, bin and config, and I'm not sure what the BMP is, maybe a screenshot. All right, next up. For all of you out there, let me catch up on chat actually. Post still there. Donkey Dong. Previously, this was available as a very limited edition physical release. Mr. Baseman, welcome, sir. Better late than never. Yes, if you want to check out Poestyle interview, we did that first thing, so we have to hit the rewind. All right. So next up, for all of you guys that have a keyboard component, one of the rarest items you can have, here is a custom acrylic case for the keyboard component. And take special note, you have this very fine piece of equipment, and the Intellivision console inside it is missing the disc. That's the first question. This is a photo from Lathe, Chris, and this is $119. And I know someday I'm going to have a keyboard component. So sometime coming up soon, I save this. I'm going to buy one even before I have the keyboard component. That's how sure I am that I will eventually have one. It's one of the few things that I do not have hardware-wise. And I've almost had one a couple times. It will happen. But this is a very cool way to store and keep it safe. So if you have one, definitely check it out. Or if you're like me and you're going to get one eventually, it's a very cool thing to have. Chris loves his, showed it to us recently. I thought, you know what? That's something cool I can show off. All right, now back to news. We don't have any links for these, but we've got some Intellivision Revolution news. Orders have been making their way, so watch for shipping notices. People have been posting orders all the way back from December. They are getting out there. Some of you guys actually post them. That's great. People know that they're being done and on the way. I can assure you they will be there. DJ C Game Studios, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. We need, how do you say that? Pleiades for Intellivision, says Mr. Baseman. And Mike says, no, we don't. Guess who just got Mr. Do in the mail? Oh, sir. I was hoping that was going to come today because I wanted to show it on the show. But I'll definitely do a special unboxing and gameplay, when that one comes. So I'm a little bit farther. So I've seen it posted a few times. You got it before me. All right. So we did Intellivision Revolution. We got Electronite. On that note, we've got Mr. Do orders are showing up. People are getting them. The 100 limit has been met. And if you didn't already pick one up, no more will be released or sold in 2025. So you will not be left out. You just won't be able to get one the rest of this year. If you ordered one, watch the mail. They are hitting everyone right now. Sadly, I'm still waiting on mine. It'll probably come tomorrow. That'll be my luck. Intellivision Collector, related to our episode 69, Beat 'em and Eat 'em. This is hot from Luke. He has purchased the rights for physical and digital Beat 'em and Eat 'em. He'll be making more and have all kinds for sale on the website, so keep an eye out for that. If you like Poe and need to get Beat 'em and Eat 'em on Intellivision, there will soon be a way for the ROM package and the full physical game, which I really love the way Luke does that. I love the ROM packages. You get all the artwork, all the different things. A lot of times you're getting the overlay for Intellivision, where you play all your Intellivision games on the DS. It's such a fabulous way, or on the go, other rooms of your house. I really need to get more loaded on there. I still haven't done that yet, sadly, but that touchscreen works as your overlay, and they're making a lot of overlays for the games. It's a really cool way to play. Check out past videos if you haven't already, and they're quite inexpensive. I think I have, I don't know how many are down there, 7 of them. Eventually, I'll get time and make them all into an Intellivision consoles. Oop, did anyone make a good Space Invaders for the Intellivision? Because if they did, I would hate it. We have one from David Harley, Intelligent Vision. It wasn't named that, but it's pretty much 2 games combined into one, and it's actually pretty fun. I need some Astro Smash this weekend. Mike says, Poe, it was nice to see you today. It was. I'm glad you were able to come on. Space Armada. There's another version of that. Just brushing my teeth and minding my own. He's got to clean his mouth. So only difference between Revs release and this one will be the box will hold an IC dash number instead of the IR dash number. Overlays will be different. Materials and cart sales will be the new injection molded carts that Luke sells. So if you're looking for Beat 'em and Eat 'em, physical or digital, watch IntellivisionCollector.com. So digital controllers. We saw one. We were looking at one a little bit ago for the game we showed in Mastermind. Those digital controllers, they are here. I just got it today. I'm now going to be working on the second batch. And Mike, you are in that batch. I'll be contacting everyone in the next few days. If you want to wait for whatever reason, I can defer you down lower. Once I get the payments for the 10, we'll get the second batch going. We're doing batches of 10. And I will have a video very shortly showing it off, testing it. I also have to test it on the Intelleport. I'll play some games with it. We'll check it out for sure. I'm going to try to do that this week. Maybe. This weekend's Father's Day. I'm working Saturday. Father's Day, we're doing a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try to get one out, at least like a small video showing off the controllers in action. So we got that. We got a little bit of channel news. Let's catch up on chat before I do that. What's going on, Sean? Good to see you, sir. Mike says, I remember. Sean saying hello to everyone. Jesse says, that same controller you reached out to me about? Yes, sir. I'm going to try it. I'll hook it up to the consoles direct. We'll try it on the Intelleport. It may be drawing too much power, but I'll definitely be able to let people know. Roger's still here. Were you lurking or did you come back, sir? All right, channel news. I finally posted another homebrew gameplay video. Retrobliss Gaming Phil got me hooked on Aardvark. So I'd watched DJC Game Studios play it before. I'm like, yeah, it looks okay. I'm like, Phil picked it to play last week when he came on episode 68.5. And man, I love that game. Aardvark is fun. I had no idea. No idea. Hey, James Boner, you made it. You made it. Didn't know if he was going to be able to make it today, and he did. Yeah, Aardvark. What is that? Anteater in the arcade. 2600 has a version that's a little more colorful, but it's both the same great gameplay. I really enjoy that game, Phil. Darn you, you got me hooked. And now, one of these times, DJC is going to have to come on, and we're going to do like a game challenge. We'll play Aardvark, Super Pro Beauty and the Beast. We have a few games that we both love, and we'll have to do that sometime whenever you get some time. All right, so what else? I posted a video, first one in a while. I want to do more of these. I want to show a quick clip, not like the Homebrew Highlight, but just kind of like a little glimpse into the game for those that don't see it. So let me go ahead and present because I should have had this one ready too. And I do not, but it will not take me long. So here we go. We'll have a couple minute little clip of Aardvark, a game that I've been playing as much as I can. This one doesn't have me in it, so I'm going to leave myself up there. Yes, it'll be fun. We can play some of these really fun games that we're both loving right now. Be a good stream. We can dual stream too, both on our own channels. Barely. Dance recital rehearsals at the same theater got me locked down. Chuck, did you get the shirt yet? Yes, we can do whatever, sir. So this game here, you're controlling the tongue, and it's kind of like a maze game, Pac-Man, similar, and you got to collect all the dots. Some of the items, like the ants, you can touch in any direction with your tongue and kill them. The worm, you have to get it from behind. There's like a spider. I'm still learning because I've just started playing this. I was avoiding like the spider. I guess he can hit anywhere on your tongue except the tip, if that's right. I think that's right. And I was avoiding it altogether. You got the, what is it, queen ants at the bottom. When you hit those, it's kind of like clears everything on the screen. And you get 2 per level. Like right here, you got to get those worms from behind. But man, I've seen DJC playing it. I've seen Retro Bliss playing it. He had us both playing it last week. This is my favorite game right now. I'm really enjoying it. So I put out a video, this one right here. This is a smaller version, totally separate recording. But I wanted to show it off. I'm going to try to use this as a way to get me to do these a little more frequently. DJC will be live tonight on Astro Smashed. I'll definitely click over there. After here, I'll have to go get something to eat and grab my kids. And you know me, I'm always on there. I'm always on there. Yep, we're talking about a video game. Good night, Poe. Thank you so much for coming on. Mystique Games presents Ass Eater. Good night, everyone. I'll see myself out. It's almost as good as, how do you say that? Pleiades? Pleiades? I don't even know how to say that. I should know. I watched Mike's video on it. Seen someone else playing it. Was it Phil? So yeah, the one thing that Phil didn't tell me that it took a while to learn, the side button retracts the tongue really fast. And you definitely need to use that. I kept trying to go in reverse and I was dying. Once I found that retract button, there's a lot of strategy in that retract button. Pleiades? Pleiades. Phil hates it. Yeah, I remember that. He's like, it's okay. That's what he says. All right, there we go. Nice little intro. I posted that video. I would appreciate it. I have 2 big playlists. I put Homebrew gameplay and Original 125, which is mostly done. We've got a lot of games that I either hardly know how to play or don't know how to play at all, like Vectron, Microsurgeon, games like that. I need to get those in, but I've got a lot of the Original 125 already in there, and I just posted that one under videos, or you can go to the playlist, and it's Aardvark. Watch it, check it out, leave a comment. Tell me if it's a game that you like, if you have a history with it. I love interacting with everyone on these games. And, you know, it just, I'll be playing again soon. I'm thinking of someday I can find time to go live. I'm going to sit there and chat with you guys and play Aardvark. I really, really like it. So, and one of these times we'll be playing with DJC. I know he really likes it as well. I can't believe I watched him play it and saw how much fun he was having and how much he enjoyed it. And I never tried it. I've had it back here on the shelf for a long time, but I have no clue how to play Bomb Squad. I watched a video on it, and I have no clue how to play Bomb Squad. Yeah, that can happen. I have learned to play that a little bit, but now I forgot it all, and I don't think I've done that one yet. If I did, I learned just long enough to make a short video. If you see like a 2-minute video on those, it's like, that was all I could muster up, and that had to work. But you know, those are really just so people can, on one spot, find, eventually it'll be all the 125 and every homebrew all get caught up, and someone can come in that wants to search for Intellivision, check out a game. It's just, they're all there. All right, where are we at? All right, I think we're done with the news. That was a whole page of news. I mean, that was a good amount of stuff. The last few shows I've had a lot of news. Mail call, let's check it out. I got everything pre-slit. So this came up on eBay. I may have some of these, but I don't think I do. I literally have hundreds of Steve Jones boxes full of boxes. And this was a collection from Mark Oberhauser. I'm not sure if I'm butchering that name. Sorry, Mark. He does on, I think it's Etsy. And this was an eBay auction. And this was from Collectorvision. It actually fooled me. They had the same box, the same size, the same address, the same sticker, Collectorvision. And I thought the club was out, which I didn't think it would be out this early, but it fooled me until I cracked it open and saw these. So this was, let me switch to mail call. Almost forgot. This was an auction, and they are Coleco games. There is Time Pilot. I love Time Pilot. Talk about a great game for the Intellivision disc. And that was part of the Intelli Club from Intellivision Revolution. We got Time Pilot. Plays great. There's Rocky. Smurfette's Birthday. I don't believe I've even seen that one before. Here we have Cosmic Avenger. There's the back. I'm reading these. Frenzy on the screen. Seeing them for the first time right now. Tarzan. There's the back. Wild Western. Looping? Is that what that is? My screen on here is so small, I couldn't quite read it. I want to make sure I wasn't it's saying the wrong name. Pepper 2. The back. Ah, there we go. We're recently getting this one right now, Mr. Do. The box is very similar, but there are changes. And Smurf, Rescue in Gargamel's Castle. I believe that was a set of the Coleco. I'm not sure if there are more. I need to research that. But I'm hoping that was all of them. It started at 125. I'm like, oh, I hope no one else is looking for these. There was a buy it now for 2 something. I'm like, I'm going to take my chances. But I know those games are like $15 a piece, and then you got to pay shipping overseas. So I almost did the buy it now, but I'm like, let's take a chance. I got another issue of Retro Gamer. I love physical, as a lot of us do, and magazines, especially retro gaming magazines. These things are awesome. Highly recommended. All right, next up. Not sure if he's still in here, but James Boner. I got a package from James Boner. I got Boner's package. Got to say it like that on episode 69. So he's been telling me for a while that he would send me some black and red Pi RTO2s. And these things look great. I've got the other colors. And this has the Running Man. It's got the red highlight and the Pi RTO2 with the 2 in red. Very cool. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Where are we at here? All right. So he is here, Mr. Boner. Let me catch up here. Mr. Baseman, who got an upgraded Intellivision from Intellivision Collector, should have it Wednesday. He can't wait. Mike says, nice, you'll love it. Mike says Smurfette's Birthday is a Lost Mystique game. Turns out it's what? DJC's laughing. Mr. Baseman says, love Pepper 2. Looping is hard as hell. Yes, sir. Thank you for those black and red ones. All right. So this is a package from Ivory Tower Collections. I think I cut off the addresses, but this inner box does have it. So this is my IntelliPort back. I've already shown that. They did some testing with the LTO, my IntelliPort. Things were changed. Now it works great. Hopefully everyone's works great. And I'm not going to... Jesse packages stuff really well. And this is my console back. I sent the console to Jesse to get a newer style connector board for the Intellivision 2. And he wasn't using them yet whenever I had mine done. And he sent it back to me. So I can't wait to try that out. I'll be playing with that console from here on out until I get the new ones. Don't Google it. You'd rather not know. Well, you know I'm going to Google it. Whoops. All right. So now, man, I don't even know. This might be hard to get out. I can cheat. I'll show you guys the box. Make sure I don't show any address. So this is a pretty good sized box, and it is all taped up inside and padded very well. I'm not going to open this, but this is what's inside. The first batch of 10, all in wood boxes, Intellivision Touch digital screen controller with a 16 direction D-pad. And this is a very cool box. Don't want to drop it. This is what's inside. This was one of the first versions. And this one I can use in emulation, but it has to, unfortunately, this one has to be rewired to play on a console. I haven't even had time to plug it in, but here you've got the side buttons. You have 16 directional D-pad that also clicks in. It feels very nice. And you can see right there, you can see my ceiling wall. That is the digital screen for the overlays, and it's touchscreen. You can use USB-C for emulation, which is what this one's going to be used for. And then you also have the regular Intellivision plug. Very cool. These are being done in batches of 10. If you were on the list, the second one's about to start. And then as soon as that gets sent and we get the new one, we'll do the next one. I probably am 5 deep. And if we add any more, that's just going to keep growing. As long as they keep coming and everyone's happy with them, we'll keep doing it. I don't mind helping people. I get nothing out of this. I paid the same as everyone else. We got a special price, and I'm just helping people in the United States and some in Canada to get these controllers that aren't being able to be shipped to the States, at least not yet. So just doing my part to help you all out. Let me catch up here. I Googled my name one time. Jesse says, yeah, I really need to test that with your Intelli 2 with the IntelliPort. Yes, sir. That is going to be probably tomorrow. 8-bit widgets. Caleb is wanting to know, just so when people ask, he has a definitive answer. Hopefully it can handle it. We don't really know how much power those controllers are taking, but they'll work everywhere else. The IntelliPort, maybe. It'd be really cool if they did, because some people don't have a way to plug those in. Yeah, keep your fingers crossed. They'll work on your consoles, just maybe not the IntelliPort. You have an upgraded Intellivision 2 mic, so either way, yours will be fine. All right, did I get it? Did I miss anything down here? I don't believe so. I think that was it for the mail call. We got the Retro Gamer Magazine, television boxes, PyRTOs, 2s, digital controllers, console. Did the gameplay update. I think we've got everything, guys. We are an hour 47 in, just shy of 2 hours. Don't forget the YouTube video highlights. I forgot to look if I've posted anything in the last week. I don't think I did, unless it was like Monday, because I was getting ready for my camping trip, and then we were gone. So, but there is that. If you've missed any in the past, I do have a playlist on YouTube, which is the best way to do it. Mike agreed that whenever I have these YouTube video highlights that I think you should be watching and television related, I will have them all in that playlist on my channel. And I think whenever I do that, it does it for everyone, but I have the newest ones should be at the top. Someone, if that's not the case, please let me know. That's how I have it set up, and I hope it stays that way. So anything that I want to highlight, they're just going to stay there from the first one to the newest ones. There's going to be a lot of videos there within a few years, and I don't get any views for these. These are just things that I think are cool to watch, or they have good information, all Intellivision related. When you click and watch, you are giving the people that put out the videos the view hours and the likes. If you do like it, make sure you comment. YouTubers, we love that stuff. We love interacting with you guys. We love knowing that people are enjoying what we're putting out, and all the time it takes to do this. It's nice to get comments, and I do respond to all of them. If I don't, it's because I just haven't seen it yet, but I check daily trying to get them all, and I don't ever ignore a comment, whether it's positive or negative. I don't ever ignore one on purpose. So Finnegan Fox, who's that guy? That looks like a game character, but I can't quite put my finger on. Mike says, oh dear, the fox is here. Jesse says, I use painter's tape on your console, so it should open up quite easily. Sweet. As soon as I get through dinner and pick up my kids from my parents, I'm going to put that console up here and replace out this one. I still need to get that package sent to you. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm hoping this week, if not next. I also have to get out a Colabess to people. And then I believe I'm going to make a post. I have a few spares. Someone didn't end up getting one that said they wanted one, and I bought it. And then I bought a few extras, but I've been waiting to make sure that I got everyone their copies that wanted them and I didn't forget anybody. I figure someone will say, hey, have you sent me mine yet? I'll be like, oh crap, I forgot about you. But so I have a few extra copies and I only charge regular price, whatever I paid plus shipping to you. So I'll be doing a post here eventually once I'm for sure got everyone else's out and they showed up. I will sell a few regular price, assuming they're not already being for sale on AtariAge yet. I haven't seen that. DJC says, sorry, sometimes my characters get out and make their way to other channels. Is yours the one? Yeah, the ones I sent out, 2 of them had massive box damage. One of them had no damage to the game. Wasn't that yours, Chuck? And then one of them actually got like a few creases on the box. I asked him if he wanted to file a claim because I insured him. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's not going to matter. So, yeah, Chuck's was mangled pretty good too. He was pretty nervous. You can check out his video. But the game was okay, luckily. What? Your cart doesn't work? Crap, I forgot about that. Shoot. Send me a message. I'll get with you. If I forget again, I'm sorry, Chuck. I forgot all about that. I think I sent a message and then lost track. I've been gone a lot in the last few months. Aren't we all just buttholes, Chuck? I don't have that video or I'd play it. That's kind of gross, though. Finnegan, where's my Amiga money? Yeah. Send me a message. I'll just send you one of these spares carts. I'll test it first, and then I'll send you that. And then I'll find out from them what they want to do with that. And then if I have to ship it somewhere, I'll just have you ship that one. But I'll get you a working copy, buddy. I've yet to even test mine. Guess I need to break it out and test it then. Maybe. You got a copy, though, from PRGE. My copy works there. These were from the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I bought several of them for people. Al let me, and then at the end, he's like, do you want to take all these? And I'm like, sure. He's like, I know you're not scalping them, trying to make money. You're just helping people out. So he let me buy a bunch of them. I figured that's what you meant. But yeah, sadly, it's graphically glitched. I'll just, like I said, I'll send you one of these carts. And then if I have to send that other one somewhere when I get back with them, maybe you can ship it from there. Yeah, I bought mine from 2024 last September. Yep, that's where I met Jesse. It was nice to meet him in person. All right, guys, that's going to do it for episode 69. I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks to Poe for coming on. He has an early schedule on Mondays, and he made time to come on. That's why we put him on first. And I want to thank everyone that came here live. Those of you that are catching it on the replay, I appreciate you all. Next week, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to do the first ever 15 race horse racing live. We've never tested that. I've not even tested it offline. So I'm looking forward to that. Roger, I hope will be there. Salvador, I think, is going to be there. We'll take 6 players, and we'll have a little bit of a regular show as well. And then we will play some horse racing live. And here's the man that got me on to horse racing live, Super Mega Graphics 64. He did it a few years back, and I was doing like poker, and then like, hey, let's do horse racing live, like Cyrus used to do it. That was a lot of fun, and 6 people can play. And then I talked with David Harley, got our own version of the game, which is great for streaming. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, good timing. All right, guys. Good night, everyone, and see you next week.
Rise up, get ready for the fight. The Intellivision gamer, shining so bright. Reviews and gameplay, he's got it all from classics to new. He stands tall, interviews and insights. He's on a mission, unleashing the power of retro intuition. He's got the knowledge, passion untamed. Intelli rocker burning with the flame. YouTube's his stage, says brothers unite. Intellivision gamer, the light with the game comes sword.